Sony hired the high-profile firm Rubenstein Communications to manage its PR nightmare. The beleaguered company is dealing with outrage over racially tinged emails which were leaked to the public. Amy Pascal, Sony's co-chairperson, apologized for her email comments about what she imagined would be U.S. President Barack Obama's favorite movies and actors. But many have called her apology weak. Pascal now plans to meet with the Reverend Al Sharpton to discuss the situation. Jonathan Bernstein is president of Bernstein Crisis Management with more than 30 years experience in crisis management. Jonathan joins us from Los Angeles, California. Jonathan, welcome to Arise America. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
First of all, is this a faux pas, if that's the right way to describe it, that Pascal and Rudin can overcome, or will this do them in?
I don't think it's going to do in Pascal and Rubin. I think it's going to cause some long-term damage to their reputation and also certainly to Sony's, which is really where the problem started. They were collateral damage because of some of their own actions, but Sony made some gross errors right from the beginning.
And let's talk about some of those errors, but I want to still focus on Pascal and Rudin and their apology. Talk about your assessment of their apologies.
Well, I think, first of all, they were very insincere. They came across as, they qualified their apologies. They kept trying to point fingers elsewhere. The latest place, of course, they're pointing fingers is the media. And it all came across as very disingenuous. So I think that undermined their own credibility. They, instead of just stepping up and saying, we really need to check our own attitudes, we really need to look at our own biases and prejudices, and we're going to try to change going forward, they try to obfuscate the truth.
And is it a misstep on Sony's part that no one higher than Pascal or Rudin has spoken out to reprimand them or to disavow their communications?
True. And all that does is lend credence to the widespread speculation that it's an institutionalized problem at Sony. And, of course, a lot of people think it's a problem within the whole industry.
So if you were advising them, how would you try to patch this up?
The individuals or Sony?
Okay, let's start with the individuals.
Well, for the individuals, I don't think it's ever too late to exhibit true humility and honesty. And if they're willing to have some humble pie and say, hey, we were really out of line here, and not only do we apologize, but we really want to make sure that we don't offend people like this going forward. I think that if they can say that sincerely, from the heart, that will come across to people. So that's what I'd advise. I don't know if they're capable of it, but if they are, that's what I would advise them to do.
And you would approach it how with Sony?
With Sony, they've got to back up to their core responsibility, and their core responsibility was allowing a film to be produced that, named a sitting head of state of a hostile nation as a target, a sitting head of state that has its own elite cyber squad, and has been known to make all kinds of threats, including quite possibly the threats that are being made now against theaters, and known that if they did that, there was going to be a fallout from it. Mm-hmm. But and that's where the problem started. This was not a routine hack from what everybody sees. This was a revenge hack, and that was something that was entirely preventable.
Yeah, and it seems like we've actually not even heard the last of the information that has been mined from them. We'll have to leave it right there for now. Jonathan Bernstein, thank you so much for being here with us. Appreciate it.